Imagine a film that begins with a promise of pure, uncomplicated pleasure, a sore thing, and ends by questioning whether such a thing even exists. Rob Reiner's 1985 comedy, The Sure Thing, operates in this space between expectation and reality, crafting a journey that feels both timeless and startlingly specific to its moment. On the surface, it's a simple premise. Two college students, the pragmatic Allison and the impulsive Gib, are forced to share a cross-country ride from New England to California. He's chasing a guaranteed romantic encounter. She's reuniting with her stable boyfriend. What unfolds, however, is a meticulous deconstruction of the very romantic tropes it initially seems to embrace. The film emerged during a fascinating pivot in Reiner's career and in Hollywood itself, fresh off the success of This Is Spinal Tap. Reiner was establishing his voice in more narrative-driven, character-centric comedy. The script, by first-time screenwriters Stephen L. Bloom and Jonathan Roberts, was reportedly inspired by classic road narratives and the screwball comedies of the 1930s and 40s, particularly It Happened One Night. A crucial piece of production trivia involves casting. The role of Gib was merely given to a young Nicolas Cage, then known as Nicholas Coppola. Cage's intense, off-kilter energy was considered, but the filmmakers ultimately chose John Cusack, whose everyman charm and verbal dexterity brought a relatable, neurotic warmth to the character. This decision subtly shifted the film's center of gravity from pure eccentricity toward identifiable vulnerability. Similarly, Daphne Zuniga's Allison is not merely the straight man or the icy foil. Zuniga portrays her with a brittle intelligence and a deep-seated fear of chaos, making her gradual thawing feel earned rather than inevitable. The production leaned into naturalistic dialogue and extended two-shot scenes in cars and motel rooms, creating an intimate, almost theatrical space for these performances to breathe. This intimacy is where the film's true thematic engine resides. The Sure Thing is less about the destination, the titular promise waiting in California, and more about the process of seeing another person fully. The road strip maps away their collegiate personas. Gib's performative cynicism and Allison's controlled perfectionism are slowly sanded down by fatigue, shared inconvenience, and unexpected kindness. The film cleverly uses the road movie structure to explore the geography of emotional risk. Each stop, the breakdown in the rain, the diner, the seedy motel, functions as a chamber play where their defenses are tested. The famous motel room scene, where they are forced to share a bed divided by a blanket barrier, is a masterclass in subtext. The conversation is about comfort and boundaries, but the frame composition and the actors' hesitant body language speak to the terrifying allure of genuine proximity. Thematically, the movie is a rejection of transactional relationships. Gib's quest for the sure thing, a woman he's never met who has promised no strings-attached sex, is presented not as a fantasy, but as a hollow, almost sad objective. The comedy stems from how absurd this quest becomes in the face of a real, complicated connection developing beside him. Conversely, Allison's relationship with her boyfriend Jason in California is portrayed as the other side of the same coin, a sure thing of emotional safety and predictable respectability. The film patiently reveals the quiet suffocation of this arrangement where passion and spontaneity are treated as liabilities rather than virtues. Reiner and cinematographer Robert Elswit often frame Allison and Gib in shared cramped compositions, visually arguing for their inevitable pairing. Yet, the script consistently avoids easy sentiment. Their arguments are sharp, their misunderstandings genuine. When Gib mockingly performs a melodramatic suicide for Allison's writing class, it's a hilarious moment that also cuts to the core of her artistic pretensions and his defensive clowning. The film's climax at the California party is a quiet triumph of character over plot. Gib finally face to face with his sure thing, realizes the emptiness of the prize. The scene is played not with broad comedy, but with a poignant awkwardness. He looks at this attractive, willing stranger and sees only a concept, while the reality of Allison, flawed, angry, and real, has become irreplaceable. Allison's parallel realization is even more subtle. Seeing her boyfriend's world of sterile, judgmental sophistication through Gibbs' eyes allows her to perceive its coldness. Her choice is not between two men, but between two modes of being, one of curated safety, and one of authentic, messy engagement. The final reunion on the rainy street is famously understated. There are no grand declarations, only a shared umbrella and a simple, questioning look that contains entire universes of understanding. The sure thing they find is not each other. That would be too definitive. The sure thing is the mutual decision to try to embrace the uncertainty and potential hurt of a real connection. In conclusion, The Sure Thing endures not merely as a charming 80s time capsule, but as a foundational text for the modern romantic comedy. It serves as a bridge between the fast-talking contrivances of Screwball and the more psychologically grounded, dialogue-driven rom-coms that would follow, from When Harry Met Sally to the works of Cameron Crowe. It argued that true romantic tension isn't generated by external obstacles or wacky misunderstandings, but by the internal struggle between our desire for safety and our need for genuine intimacy. The film posits that the only sure thing worth pursuing is the courageous, uncertain act of being truly known by another person. Reiner's film, with its wry humor and deep emotional intelligence, leaves us with a final, resonant thought. The most meaningful journeys often lead us away from the destinations we planned and toward the people we never saw coming. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one.